Have you ever stopped to wonder what you fear most about getting older? Is it the thought of passing away? Or is it something far more haunting? For many of us, the real fear is losing our independence. It is the fear of becoming a burden to the people we love most. We see the rising costs of healthcare and the weight of chronic illness all around us. In the United States, professional long-term care can easily cost thousands of dollars every single month. It is a heavy price that drains our savings and our spirit. But what if there was another way to age? What if you could protect your health and your dignity without expensive gadgets or a cabinet full of pills? The answer is not found in a laboratory or a fancy gym membership. It is found in the quiet streets and ancient traditions of Japan. Japan is home to the longest living people on this planet. They do not just live longer, they live better, staying active and sharp well into their 90s and beyond. They do not use magic. They use a series of tiny, almost invisible habits that build a foundation for a life that lasts. These habits are so simple that most people ignore them. But today, we will rediscover these secrets together. These are the 8 Japanese habits that will help you stay strong, independent, and full of life. Let us begin with the first habit that gives life its fire. Habit 1 is Ikigai. In the West, we often think about retirement as the ultimate goal of life. We work for 40 years just to reach a day when we finally stop. But in Okinawa, Japan, they do not even have a word for retirement. Instead, they have Ikigai. This translates to a reason for being, or the reason you wake up in the morning. It is that small spark that makes today worth living. Scientific studies from Tohoku University found that people with a strong sense of Ikigai live significantly longer. They have lower rates of heart disease and much better mental clarity. Your Ikigai does not have to be a grand mission to save the world. It can be as simple as tending to your garden or teaching a grandchild how to fish. It is about finding joy in a small responsibility that requires your presence. When you have a reason to show up, your body and mind respond by staying strong. What is that one thing that makes you want to get out of bed tomorrow? Hold on to it, because it is your first line of defense against aging. Now, let us look at how we approach change itself. Habit 2 is Kaizen. We are often told that big results require big, dramatic transformations. We try to overhaul our entire lives in a single weekend. But big changes are fragile, and they often lead to burnout. The Japanese practice Kaizen, which means continuous improvement by just 1%. It is the art of making a change so small that it is impossible to fail. Imagine you want to get stronger, but you are tired of the gym. Do not try to walk for an hour. Just walk for 5 minutes today. Then do it again tomorrow. Small, consistent wins release a steady flow of dopamine in your brain. This keeps you motivated and builds a habit that actually sticks for decades. Excellence is not an act. It is a routine of tiny steps. If you get just 1% better each day, you become a completely different person in a year. As we improve ourselves, we must also learn to be kind to ourselves. This leads us to habit 3, Wabi Sabi. We live in a culture that is obsessed with perfection and youth. We are told to hide our wrinkles and fix every flaw in our homes. This constant chase for perfection is a major source of stress for those of us over 50. But Wabi Sabi teaches us to find beauty in imperfection and the cycle of nature. It is the appreciation of an old wooden table with a crack or a weathered face full of stories. When you embrace Wabi Sabi, you stop fighting against time. you realize that your scars and your age are not defects. They are evidence of a life that has been lived deeply. This mindset reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that causes inflammation. By accepting things as they are, you find a peace of mind that protects your heart. Let us now talk about how we nourish the body that carries us. Habit 4 is Hara Hachi Bu. Most of us were taught to clean our plates until we are completely stuffed. We eat until we feel heavy and need a nap to recover. But the elders in Japan have a different rule. They say you should eat until you are only 80% full. There is a 20-minute delay between your stomach and your brain. If you eat until you feel full, you have already eaten too much. By leaving that 20% of space, you give your body room to breathe and heal. This habit is remarkably similar to the advice of the famous physician Maimonides. He taught hundreds of years ago that eating too much is the root of most illnesses. Science now shows that this calorie restriction reduces the risk of diabetes and heart disease. It is like giving your internal engine a break, so it does not wear out too fast. Eat slowly, put your fork down, and listen to your body before it is too late. While we watch what goes into our bodies, we must also be careful about where we spend our time. Habit 5 is Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing. Modern life keeps us indoors, surrounded by concrete and blue light screens. Americans now spend over 90% of their lives inside buildings or cars. This disconnect from nature is quietly destroying our nervous systems. The Japanese government actually prescribes forest bathing as official medicine. It is not about hiking or breaking a sweat. It is simply about being in the presence of trees. Studies show that just 20 minutes in nature reduces your stress hormones by 16%. Trees release natural oils called phytoncides to protect themselves from germs. When we breathe these in, our bodies produce more natural killer cells. These cells are our internal soldiers that fight off viruses and even cancer. If you want to stay independent, spend time where life began. Go to a park, sit under a tree, and let the green world restore your soul. Beyond our physical health, our connections to others define our longevity. Habit 6 is omoyari. This is the practice of selfless empathy and thinking of others first. It is the invisible glue that makes Japanese society so peaceful and connected. In our culture, we are often told to put ourselves first above all else. But extreme individualism leads to a very lonely path as we get older. Omoyari is about noticing the needs of others before they even ask for help. It is holding the door a second longer, or speaking softly in public to avoid disturbing others. When you focus on the well-being of your community, something strange happens. Your own blood pressure drops, and your sense of loneliness vanishes. Scientific research shows that volunteering and helping others can actually lower your biological age. By being a blessing to others, you become a blessing to yourself. However, even with the best habits, life will eventually bring us challenges. Habit 7 is gamen. This translates to enduring the unbearable with patience and dignity. It is the strength to stay calm when a storm is raging around you. We all face moments of pain, loss, or physical limitations. The habit of gamen is about refusing to let that pain define who you are. It is very similar to the Stoic philosophy of the ancient Romans. It teaches us that while we cannot control the weather or the traffic, we can control our reaction. When you practice gamen, you do not waste your energy on complaining or victimhood. You save that energy for healing and rebuilding. This mental toughness is what allows an 80-year-old to keep smiling after a difficult surgery. It is the quiet power of a soul that cannot be broken by circumstances. And finally, we reach the most beautiful habit of all. Habit 8 is Kintsugi. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. In the West, when something breaks, we usually throw it away and buy a new one. But the Japanese believe that a broken object is more valuable because it has a history. They do not hide the cracks. They highlight them with precious metal. The repair becomes the most beautiful part of the piece. This is a powerful metaphor for our own lives as we age. We all have cracks from past failures, health scares, or heartbreaks. You might feel that these experiences have made you damaged goods. But Kintsugi tells us the opposite. Your wounds and your struggles are where your wisdom and your empathy are formed. They are the parts of you that shine the brightest. When you look in the mirror and see the signs of time, remember the gold. You are not just getting older, you are being refined into something more precious. Your story is what makes you unique and irreplaceable. By embracing your brokenness, you find a strength that the young can never understand. These 8 habits are not just life hacks. They are a philosophy for a life of dignity and freedom. Ikigai gives you a reason to wake up. Kaizen keeps you moving forward one step at a time. Wabi Sabi brings you peace with the passing years. Hara Hachi Bu and Shinrin Yoku protect your physical body. Omoyari and Gammon connect you to others and build your inner strength. And Kintsugi reminds you that you are a masterpiece, cracks and all. Longevity is not a matter of luck or expensive medicine. It is a matter of the small choices you make every single day. You have the power to stay independent and stay healthy. You have the power to be a light for your family for many years to come. Which one of these habits will you choose to start tomorrow? Perhaps it is as simple as leaving one bite on your plate, or walking to the park to sit under a tree for a few minutes. Whatever it is, start small and be consistent. The people of the blue zones did not reach 100 years old by doing grand things. They reached it by doing tiny things with great love and intention. Your future self is waiting for you to make this choice. Thank you for spending this time with me. May you find health, may you find peace, and may your cracks always be filled with gold. If this message touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we can build a world where aging is not feared, but honored. Take a deep breath and remember that today is a beautiful day to begin. God bless you on your journey to a life that truly lasts.